From an underwhelming halftime show to good NBA players completely ignoring the event, the 2023 NBA All-Star was disappointing as heck. But why was it so bad? Well, while the G League call-up Mac McClung may have saved the dunk contest, he couldn't save the NBA All-Star game because it seems like the event itself is in some dire need of saving. Team Giannis defeated Team LeBron with a score of 184 to 175. But here's the problem. The game resembled a layup line or just some shooting practice. No, seriously, it didn't feel like a competitive basketball game between the world's best athletes at all, whatsoever. Like, yes, there was a bit of drama because the Elam ending in the fourth quarter, since Team LeBron tried its best to overcome a 19-point deficit. But the rest of the game just was not it. There wasn't any sort of competitive edge on the defensive end of the court. And while Jason Tatum did win MVP since he got 55 points, setting a new record, the point is, those points were incredibly easy, and he didn't need to work a lot for them. The points came with no resistance. In fact, even the coaches believed that there was no effort from either side.
It means the world. You think of all the legends and great players that's played in this game, and in all honesty, records are meant to be broken. So I'll hold it for as long as I can, but I'm certain somebody will come along in a couple years and try to break it.
Jason Tatum, congratulations.
Denver Nuggets coach Michael Malone was managing the losing team, Team LeBron. He didn't say a lot after the game, but he did mention that there was a lack of effort from both sides.
Every rule is advantage to the offensive player, but we have a great game. We're never satisfied. Adam Silver, the commissioner, does an amazing job of always looking to see how can we make this great game even better. And that's all you want from a commissioner.
Just take a look at what Malone said. It's an honor to be here. It's an honor to be part of a great weekend with great players. But that is the worst basketball game ever played. I don't know if you can fix it. And it's not like he only had bad things to say. He talked about how Joel and Kyrie Irving were competing. And he also talked about how Joel did try to get some of the other guys to play more competitively. Malone talked about how no one got hurt, how the players did put a show on for the fans. But he finished his remarks with, "That was a tough game to sit through. I'm not gonna lie. He did come under fire for saying what he did. But can you blame him though? Because no matter what you say, deep down, you know that he's right. Since Malone isn't the only one who feels this way. Fans all over the internet also talked about the lack of quality in the game. In fact, many fans found it extremely boring, and many fans also found it extremely underwhelming. As Malone mentioned, Embiid and Irving were at least trying to compete. The pair combined at 76 points, 20 assists, 20 rebounds, and 4 steals. But here's the thing, right? It's just so darn difficult to get the league's best players to go hard in a setting that feels more like an exhibition, especially with the playoffs coming up in less than 2 months. Okay, take LeBron James for example. He tried to play defense in the first half, trying to block a layup from Pascal Siakam. However, while he was trying to do that, he caught his hand in the rim, and he was ruled out for the second half because of injury.
And I told him I would get one stop tonight for him, and try to get one little chase down block and got my finger caught in the rim. But I'll be fine, though. I'll be fine. I don't think it's too much to worry about, but for precautionary reasons, just had to, just take the rest of the night off.
That injury will now have far-reaching consequences. See, that whole proximity to the playoffs is one of the biggest reasons this game was disappointing. Because now think about it. When the Los Angeles Lakers will struggle for that playoff spot, LeBron will regret the day he tried to play defense in an All-Star game. So, looking at what happened, chances are that LeBron and many other greats might not want to play in future All-Star games. That's why so many good players have already shunned the event this time around as well. So, there might not be a fix, especially if we consider the traditional format. And while the league's implementation of the Elam ending with a target score a few years ago has helped the final quarter, it hasn't done much for the first 75% of the game. And these players, they are the elite of the elite. These guys aren't just gonna risk their health, their well-being, and their team's future for a game that doesn't mean anything. What does this game stand for? Nothing really, since no one's scared of losing anyways. And until and unless we see that there's a significant change in mindset from the players, or maybe the league changes the format altogether, don't expect future games to be any better. The truth is, they will be as disappointing as the 2023 All-Star Game, and there's nothing that we can do to fix that. Or can we? So the NBA got a bit of backlash when it announced that Mac McClung would be participating in the slam dunk contest, because, well, he wasn't an NBA player. Mac is a G Leaguer.
Yeah, just a lot of gratitude. It's really a blur, to be honest with you. I think probably a lot of stuff's happening on the internet and everything I haven't checked, but really just grateful. I had a lot of help. It wasn't, just me. I had Chuck and my best friends calling me every night trying to give me ideas, so it was
So the question is, why is he participating? Well, we've seen every dunk at this point. For example, back in 2020, Gordon dunked over 7'6" Taco Fall, and no matter what, that is a tall obstacle for any player to beat.
Taco Fall, who is 7'5".
You dunk over Taco, you win.
Yeah,
You
right.
win. You win.
He's 7'5".
You dunk over Taco, you win.
When it comes to dunking, we've pretty much seen it all and done it all. So, considering this, asking a player to impress a crowd is unrealistic and unfair, to be honest. But I've already talked about the problems of the All-Star game. Wasn't I supposed to talk about the solution to making it better? Well, what if we can change the format a little bit to make it more competitive and to create the illusion that there is something to win or lose? So, here's my idea. Let's make the slam dunk contest a team event. Why don't we use multiple players from actual NBA teams to make the event more interesting? In our version, 4 different teams will send 4 dunkers and each player would dunk once. How many dunks is that? 16. The team with the highest score wins, and the highest individual gets crowned as the individual dunk contest champion. I know at this point you're worried about tiebreakers. Well, that's simple, isn't it? We can have the judges break the ties. Or even better, we can ask the fans to break the ties. But then this poses the question, will it work? Yeah, this will lower the burden of entry for superstars we want to see. Maybe one guy doesn't really want to do this. Will it be a problem? No, because so many superstars will be present, convincing a few to dunk once would be an easy idea to sell, especially when you consider peer pressure, because it's harder to say no to your fans, and hey, it's kind of a win-win, because if the player loses, it's a team loss. But if he wins, it's a win for him, and this will have another benefit. It will create a bit of will teams save their best dunks for last kind of thing, or will they save their most famous dunker for last? Or will they use the best guys right away to try to build a lead? No matter what approach they take, the point is, it'll make these events a heck of a lot more interesting than they are right now. And look, to be honest, this wouldn't exactly fix the dunk contest right away, because let's not forget, players are still free to say no if they don't want to go through with it. And then there's the biggest obstacle that we haven't talked about, physics. So, with time, even this format might end up becoming stale and boring, just as how we feel about the current iteration. But hey, it'll make these games interesting for a few more years. And that's why the 2023 NBA All-Star was so disappointing. And this is what we can do to fix it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.